Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. Today's video is dedicated entirely to new skincare, whether it's new products from existing brands I know and love, or entirely new ranges and brands that I've never tried before. I was sat down this morning kind of racking my brains about what I wanted to film today content-wise, and I was feeling super inspired to just sit down and do something a little bit more casual than maybe our normal videos, share with you guys some of the favourite products that I've been trying and testing over the past month, and kind of like a first impressions, a sneaky glimpse of some of the products that you might see appear more frequently on the channel in the coming months. So sit back, relax, and let's fangirl over some new skincare. Now, before we cut the waffle and jump straight into the video, I did say fangirling a minute ago, but actually there are some products that didn't work that well for me. So I will be calling out some of the fails from the products that I've been trying recently, because I think it's only fair, to balance things out with the ding 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 holy grails and some of the product fails that just didn't work for my skin type. My skin is super oily and acne prone, but throughout all this video, I am going to be trying to suggest which skin types I think each product will work for, because obviously we always need to bear in mind that everyone's skin is unique. It's part of what makes us all amazing, and different products will work differently for different skin types. Anyway, that's all that out of the way, and let's jump straight on in with a brand that I recently discovered. This is Neal's Yard Remedies. Now, Neal's Yard is a UK brand. They very much focus down on natural, on organic. These aren't labels which I would normally gravitate towards in brands. I don't mind a bit of organic. I don't mind a natural label, but it's not things that make me want to buy a product, if that kind of makes sense. But they sent me their new rose collection, and anyone that knows me on this channel knows I am a sucker for a rose scent. It's like one of my absolute ride or die favourite scents, especially if it's that natural rose rather than that artificial rose. So I was super excited to try these. So we've got the AHA Wild Rose Toner, we've got the Wild Rose Day Cream, we've got the Wild Rose Glow Facial Oil, and then we've got the Rose Eye Cream. So, thoughts and feelings. Well, I think the star of this line is going to be the toner. Oh, so good. So good. So it smells like rose. All of that is natural. However, they do use a lot of essential oils in their products. I don't mind that. Actually, my skin works quite well with essential oils. It's not something that irritates me, but I'm calling that out for people that don't want essential oils in their routine. Skip this part of the video. Use the timestamps below to shoot to the next brand I'm going to be reviewing, because there's nothing here that is essential oil free. This, though, smells so good. Natural rose. It's just like the English rose garden scent that I absolutely adore. It's also got an alpha hydroxy acid in here, so it'll give a very light exfoliation, but I'd say in terms of how it feels on the skin, the prickling and the tingling that demonstrates how strong it is, definitely on the lower strength. I love that though, because sometimes we go in a little bit hard, a little bit fast with our exfoliation, and honestly, I think this is so good. I'm not going to go as far as to recommend it for sensitive skin because of the amount of essential oils in here, but if you want a low strength exfoliator that smells so gorgeous and looks bougie as, this looks like, you spent good money on this. This looks great. Honestly, I think this is a standout, amazing product. In terms of the other products, I think the day cream, really nice. I'm a little bit confused when it says day cream, because normally that implies there's an SPF, where there isn't in this one. I think it just means that really nice light cream rather than a rich emollient cream that you class as a night cream. I guess that's where they're going. Again, smells gorgeous. It comes in such a cute little tub here. The smell, divine, and again, super light. Didn't break me out, didn't clog my pores, but it is on the thicker side for a day cream, so I think it would work really well for people that have very dry skin as well. Just again, calling out, being mindful of those essential oils. I also think their rose oil is pretty standout. I covered rosehip seed oil in a separate video, which I'll link up there if you want to know some of the benefits. It doesn't clog the pores the way that some facial oils can, meaning this is great if you have oily, blemish and acne prone skin. I love this. Does it give you instant radiance? Over time, I think the use of a really good facial oil will boost radiance, but I think calling it the Glow Facial Oil, maybe that's promising a little bit too much, but actually smells divine, goes onto the skin. If you're looking for an organic rose oil, this is really good. All of those are in the sort of the £15 to £20 price point, which is a little bit up there, but I think for how gorgeous it looks, the marketing is stunning. The formulations are entirely organic, and it's definitely well thought through and put together if you don't mind the essential oils. The one fail for me was this, the eye cream. It takes a lot for me to like an eye cream, because I think they're all kind of just bougie, overpriced moisturizers, and this is definitely in that. There's nothing in here that screams eye cream, such as caffeine or niacinamide or anything that's going to help with the under eye circles. So I definitely give this a pass, but the rest definitely worth a look if you are a total Total fangirl for that rose scent. Now, let's hop from the UK, where Neal's yard are based, over to Asia and the Korean market with a new Korean skincare brand I've been trying, which is K-Secret. This is their new range that they very kindly sent me to try, and it's all based around calamine. Now, if you remember in, your really, really young days when you got chicken pox and your mother would chase you around the house, or your grandmother, father, whoever, chasing you around the house with this like pink liquid, trying to smear it on you to stop the itching, the burning, all of that, that's calamine lotion. And actually it is known throughout history as being a calming and soothing ingredient. So I do love, love, love calamine, and it's really difficult to find in skincare. Total fangirl for that. So this has it as like their core ingredient in this range. In terms of the range itself, we've got here the Calamine Secret Sunblock, which is classed as a tone up. For those of you that aren't familiar with Korean skincare, tone up means that it has a brightening, slightly lightening quality to it. It's not a permanent thing. It just gives like a slight finish to the skin that gives a bit of brightness, almost like a pinky hue. The Calamine Derma Secret Serum that I'm going to come on to a minute, because heads up, love that. And also the Calamine 30 Days Secret Toner. Now, let's start with the toner. So, you have to give it a good shake, like you need to do all of these products, because the calamine will settle at the bottom. So give it a really, really good shake, especially when you first get it. In terms of this, it says it'll help with pore control, it'll help to calm and soothe the skin, and it'll just give it an overall nice level of hydration. I like some of the ingredients: allantonin, calming and soothing. The calamine, definitely calming and soothing. It's got the amount that you get in here, which is actually a reasonably high amount of calamine. So this really is, like with all Korean skincare, they really pack in the key ingredient, which I love to see. The drawback on this is it has got some extracts in here that could be a little bit sensitizing if you're triggered by certain extracts, and it does have drying alcohol in here. That's not the end of the world. You do see it more in Korean skincare because of the level of humidity in Korea. Often they'll add alcohol to products to just help it to absorb and feel better on the skin. So I'm not reading it for that, but if you're sensitive to alcohol, this is a firm pass. For me, I loved it. It was very calming. It was very soothing on the skin. The addition of the alcohol did mean it sank in like that, but it means I wouldn't use it as a hydrating toner. I'd use this as a calming, but not necessarily hydrating toner. And I always followed with my Geek and Gorgeous liquid hydration to kind of make sure that alcohol wasn't taking anything out of my skin. I like this, but there's a few caveats there that I do want to apply to it. The standout product from this, honestly, is this. This is their Derma Care Serum. So good. So I think I mentioned this actually on the channel already, but can't for the life of me remember the video. So if you remember that, leave it in the comments. But this has a beautiful pinky hue, which I love, which again is the natural calamine. It's got a really high concentration of the active ingredient, again, which I love. But in here, you've also got niacinamide, you've got some hydrators, you've got hyaluronic acid in here. And altogether, it's a really nice, calming and lightly hydrating serum. I'd say this line, bearing in mind it's badging itself as being great for people with sensitive or very irritated skin, I think of the line, this is the best because it doesn't have anything that could potentially trigger irritation, such as alcohol or too many extracts, but it's got all of the good stuff in there to bring back that hydration and really just dial back any redness or sensitivity you have. This is probably the one that I would recommend of all the products, and it doesn't have that scent. It's no artificial fragrance in here, but it doesn't have a scent that can sometimes be a bit problematic when you have some things like calamine can smell a little bit funky. Not at all. Such a great product. Now let's finally talk about their Calamine Secret Sunblock. I love a good Korean sunscreen, and this one, I like the fact it's got calamine in it, though it has got less calamine in than you get in the other two products, so I'll call that out. And this does have artificial fragrance. In terms of how it applies on the skin, when I was talking about that tone up and how it gives almost like a pinky hue, I don't know if that picks up on camera and you can see that, but it does give a very light effect to the skin, if that makes sense. Some call it like a white cast, but it's actually deliberate, and a lot of Korean sunscreens have this because it gives that overall finish to the skin. It's quite a nice finish, and the smell is divine, if a little bit heavy. If you don't mind a very heavily scented sunscreen, this is a really nice one to go for. But if you're looking for fragrance free, this ain't going to be your friend. And I definitely gravitate towards the serum of the three if I had to pick one. Now, two more brands that I want to get through, and I'm saving kind of my favorite brand till last, but I want to call out this. This is a Selfless by Hyram Centella and Green Tea Cleanser. I've talked about this on the channel before, but I wanted to kind of just give a little bit of an update, a review on the product now I've used it for the best part of a week to share my thoughts and feelings on it. This is the only product I got from this Hyram launch, not because I didn't want to support the brand, it's just because I knew the other products wouldn't work for my skin type and what I needed out of them. And I don't really believe in buying products that you know aren't going to work, because you're almost setting that brand up to fail when they're not designed for your skin type. This, however, I thought would be perfect for my skin. And, you know, it did work. It worked really, really well. In terms of its appearance, it's very much a foaming cleanser. I thought it'd have much less foaming action than it did, particularly because the surfactants that are used in here, there's 2 in here, are quite gentle. So you get a really good lather or foam from it, considering the surfactants they've chosen to use. It doesn't strip, it doesn't dry. I'm not overly convinced that you're getting a whole lot of benefit from the centella and the green tea. So I'll always caution people that when you've got actives or key ingredients in cleansers, you don't get the same benefit from them as a leave-on treatment. I think we kind of all understand that, and I went into this very much eyes open in terms of that, but it did feel really nice on the skin. In terms of how it applies, it is really, really similar to the fulvic acid brightening cleanser by the Inculist, which is already one of my absolute favourites, and I featured in my favourites of the year so far video, which I'll link up there. This, very, very much similar to that. The ingredients, totally different, but that texture, the appearance and the feel is very similar. So if you like that slightly gel, slightly bouncy feel to your cleanser, I think you'll like this. It's a little bit up there in price point, but you know what, I find with the extra foaming you get, you don't need a whole lot of product to get an effective cleanse, and it did get everything off my skin. So would I repurchase it again? Yeah, maybe when I've run out of a lot of my other cleansers, I might make a repurchase of this. I've just got so many on the go, but I'm really glad I picked it up, and I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings, so share them in the comments below. Now, I said I'd save the best till last, and that of course is Face Theory. One of my favourite brands, possibly of all time. I just love so many of their products. They've come out with some recent new launches, and they actually sent them all, so kind of them to send them to me to try out. So in no particular order, I'm going to start with this. This is the Blooming Bath Oil. There is nothing I love more after a busy day, maybe a bit of a stressful day, than soaking away all the stress and all of the day in the bath. And a bath oil is a really great way of getting that sensorial experience but not stripping and drying the skin. Nourishing oils, so good for the body, and you know, I absolutely love it. This, it's interesting. So I tried it. When I first took a sniff, I always sniff every product when I get it because I'm all about the sensorial. I didn't really get much of a scent from it, so I thought, oh, that's a little bit odd, because normally you like a very heavily scented bath oil if you're going to use one. But I was impressed with the ingredients in terms of the prune oil, which was nourishing and felt great on the skin. But the second this hits the water, boom, it's like a bouquet of aroma explodes in the bathroom, and it smells so good, like so good. I've already put another order for one of these on, because honestly I go through it quite a lot. Every night is like bath night at the moment with this product, and I absolutely love it. If you're doing an order from Face Theory and you like a good bath oil, definitely one that I'd pop on order. Now, what is strictly skincare is this. This is the Clary bar soap. I quite like bar soaps. I know that's controversial, and I know people are going to read me to filth, but I have very oily, acne-prone skin, like I said earlier in the video. So sometimes a little stripping and drying from a bar soap isn't always a bad thing, especially for my skin, and that's why I kind of like it. You also tend to get less packaging with bar soaps. It can be a little bit more environmentally friendly, but I probably wouldn't recommend it for anyone with dry skin. This is the Clary bar, which I think is their first bar soap. It comes in this gorgeous packaging, and honestly, it looks so cute. This I've used twice now, and whilst I love it, because it's got French clay in here which can help to mattify, yet it didn't feel tight. My skin didn't feel stripped and tight afterwards, which I liked. The only thing I'm going to call out is the scent is very lemon, geranium heavy. I quite like that, but if you're looking for fragrance free, stay well clear of this product. However, I do quite like that. As a pick-me-up in the morning, it gives me that boost I want. I love the fact that you can get a bar soap that actually has some added benefits, like with that clay, that's just going to help to mattify. This, definitely for the acne-prone, oily amongst us. For everyone else, stay well clear, nothing to see here. But if you do have super oily skin, particularly in summer that you're struggling to get under control, this could be a really good product to invest in. Now, 2 more products to mention from Face Theory. This, which I think is the one that's got the most hype if you look at online and what people are excited to try. This is the Relaxing Night Cream. So in here you have encapsulated melatonin, which is an ingredient which you'd usually take in pill form, but here in the UK is prescription only. In terms of applying it to the skin, this is something that's a little bit new. So the pill version of melatonin that people take as a supplement has got proven skin enhancing benefits. That's quite well studied, and whilst it's not something we use here in the UK, and I think it might be the same in Europe because that's prescription requirement, it's something that is used quite a lot over in the States. In terms terms of applying it to the skin, I think there's a less understanding of how that works, but it is something a bit innovative and something a little bit different. What I love about these is it's got vitamin E, which is one of the best antioxidants and also hydrators, and a beautiful oil to have on the skin. And you've also got peptides. I love peptides. I can't get enough of peptides. And if you're someone that wants a peptide moisturizer, this actually has more peptides in it than, say, like the Inculus peptide moisturizer, which has left a few people disappointed because it's way down on the ingredients list and you're not getting a whole lot of peptide for the money. This, you definitely get that. So I do think these are a nice product. They look the same, but one's scented and one's not. The scented, of course, smells like lavender, sends you to that deep sleep. The unscented smells of literally nothing at all, which is good because some moisturizers smell a bit gluey and a bit funky if they don't have added fragrance. I personally am going to keep using the fragranced option because I love a lavender scent when I'm going to sleep. It sends me into just that beautiful sleep-like trance and I love it. But if you're looking to avoid fragrance in your skincare, one of the great things about Face Theory is they usually do fragrance and fragrance-free options, so kind of just tick the one that applies to you. I like this product. I think the jury's out on the encapsulated melatonin and how it works on the skin, but for the vitamin E, the peptides, and the beautiful level of rich hydration you get from either of these products, honestly, I think it's worth it for that alone. Don't forget, I forgot to mention early on that Face Theory actually gave me a discount code, which is MadAboutSkin25, all capitals letters. It's not affiliate, I get no coin, but if you do want to get 25% off any of these products, you can do, and I'll leave links below. Now, I saved the best to last, and this is the Summer Body Glow. So this combines a beautiful level of day tan. So it washes off in the shower, nothing permanent, a light bit of shimmer, but it also has an SPF 15 in here, and really high UVA protection, which is what ages us. Sometimes it can be really difficult to find a good UVA rating on a body sunscreen. Whilst I'd ideally like to see a little bit higher on the SPF rating, something like a 30 rather than a 15, you can always put your standard body sunscreen and then use this on top of it to kind of just double down on that if you want a higher SPF. So this claims to be super natural but give a nice, light, rub-free tan. So I've been using this for a couple of days. I've been really impressed. Doesn't rub off, feels so good on the skin, and gives a really nice, light feel. So I'm going to put a little bit, because I do find a little bit goes a long way, on one hand so we can kind of compare and contrast the colour. You need to work it into the skin a little bit when you first get it to get a really smooth finish, and obviously I'm doing a rough job here. You know, you've obviously spent a little bit more time. But in terms of that tan, tanned hand, no tan. Really natural, really light, and again, gives a really nice level of shimmer without it looking too glossy. I think as body makeup and like tan products go, I feel safer using a day a wash off tan because, you know, sometimes, let's be honest, who hasn't woken up like an Oompa Loompa with, you know, orange patches all over the body? That is usually me when I apply fake tan. So I really like this. You could use it on the face. It's classed as a body product, but you could use it on the face. Again, I just caution that if you're super oily and breakout prone, just in case. But yeah, I think it's a really nice light tan. I don't know if you're picking that up on something, but looks natural, doesn't look orange, and gives a beautiful bronze. Going to be situational in terms of your own skin type, works beautifully for my skin tone and, you know, people that are fairer than myself. Obviously, you're going to caveat this that it does come in just one shade, which hopefully they'll introduce more shades. It's not going to work for everyone. Calling that out. So there you have it, a rundown of new skincare that I've been trying. I'd love to know, does anything pique your interest from this collection? Is there anything that you're like, yes, 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 want to get my hands on? Leave it in the comments section below. Do you have any experiences with any of these products you want to add to the conversation? Again, sound off in the comments. And wherever you are, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.